Hey guys, how are ya? So in this episode, we're going to redo the Gillens monitors enclosure. We're actually going to redo the little hatchie monitor enclosure. So stick around and I hope you enjoy it. So here's the little guys here. Just putting them in a bucket for their own safety so I can work around a little bit calmer. Last thing you want to do is have the enclosure doors open with these guys running around, especially 7 of them. Very lucky friend of mine is picking up 2 of these today. So yeah, I'll be left with 5 of them. But I know they're going to a good home, and hopefully if he ends up with any babies, then I might get a bit of a first dibs back on them. So anyway, let's get stuck in. So before I go getting too far ahead of myself, I thought I'd just quickly show you. So this is the enclosure that they were in. We're going to keep the same enclosure. So it's an Exo. It's 45 centimeters by 45 centimeters by 90 tall. The only thing we're going to do though is I'm actually going to take the light fitting out like that from there. So I don't have much room from the roof because I've played Animal Tetris in this garage. So I've got to be careful about how I mount my lights. So what I'm going to use is a little tiny Exo dome for the UVB on top. I'm actually just going to hang a ES screw fitting inside the terrarium for the actual heat bulb. But it was a pretty basic setup, just a couple of logs, bit of Yuki mulch, a couple of water bowls, keeping it simple. And I'm just going to try to make it look a little bit nicer. I'm actually planning to put a black stick-on background on the back of the tank just to try to be able to hide the cables and things like that, give it a bit of a backdrop a little bit. So yeah, anyway, let's crack on. So what we're going to use for this background is essentially like a contact. It's just basically going to stick onto the back of it and just black out the back wall. Before I do anything with it though, I'm just going to give it a quick hit with the wax and grease remover. If you've ever tinted car windows or anything like that, it's the exact same process. You just want to use a bit of dishwashing liquid or something similar in a spray bottle diluted with water, just so you can kind of lubricate the background onto place. And then trim it up with a razor blade. Well, we're up high now. So I'm going to start up with a bit of substrate. We've got our lights on. First thing we go in is a bit of coir peat. Not going to put too much in to start with. I'll just break this up quickly. A couple of harder bits in there I'll get rid of. The reason I'm not going to go too much to start with is I'm actually going to put a branch in here that I got on a little plinth. I've got this awesome bit of dried and semi-hollowed out, I think it's gum, pretty sure it's gum. So hopefully, if my measurements are correct, yeah, get that in there nicely so I can get up on that log and bask. Yeah, I think I'm happy with it about there. I'll pack in some more of this coir peat. Sorry if my head's in the way. It's a little bit hard to film from this angle and this height. I'm making a mess everywhere. There we go. The next substrate to go in Bit of Yuki mulch. That's pretty good. I've actually just got another bit of gum kicking around, so I might see if I can kind of wedge this in here. Just in case they can't climb that first kind of vertical surface. I know they're going to be able to get up and through here. They can be inside the log too, because it's all hollow right through this part here. So to finish it off, substrate wise, got some gum leaves that have been sitting in the freezer. The reason they're in the freezer is just try to kill any potential nasties or anything like that could be in them. You never know what you're going to bring in if you do bring stuff in from the bush. So it always pays just to be extra cautious. I'm not going to go overboard with it either, because I want them to be able to find all the food they can. Last thing you want is a big cricket or something like that to chomp on your precious Gillens monitors. Now it's starting to come together nicely. So probably the last thing that I'm going to put in there is just this kind of semi-hollow bit of driftwood or wood. Not sure where I'm going to put it, to be honest. Maybe try to squeeze it over the back here. Just something like that. Just to give the guys something else to kind of climb around on and hide in. And just one last thing to kind of finish it off decor wise. It's this little bush. Of course, one of the most important things to give your animals is some water. So I'm actually going to put 2 water bowls in here. I probably should just invest in a larger water bowl, but I don't mind giving them a couple of smaller water bowls. Something else I am going to knock into here is a couple of slaters. Not only will they act up as a bit of cleanup crew, but they're also a potential food source for the little Gillens. I've got a bit of an abundance of these guys at the moment, so they're not going to go astray. I'm also just going to pour a few springtails in there as well. That should get a bit of a bioactive culture started in there. I can always top it up obviously as soon as these guys kind of reproduce in the little colony that I got set up there. I think from there, the only thing I got left to do is actually add in some lizards. So why don't we get going and we'll do that. Alright, so Pete's back, he's behind the camera. He's just picked up his 2 little Gillens monitors out of this clutch. We're just going to release these other guys back into here. So I'll pop them back in, course he just wants to go up my fingers. There we go. A little bit bittersweet, only having 5 going back into here, but at least I know the home that the other couple have gone to is a home that I can visit on the regular.
Less mouths to feed for you, man.
Yeah, a couple less insects I have to deal with. Knife isn't going astray at the moment. How's that rustle? I actually like that rustling sound. The leaves getting kicked up. Lucky last.
Climb your new log.
I'll close this before I decide to come flying out. Happy days. So these two here are going off to their new home. I'm going to go stay with my friend Pete. Pretty sure I've got him a pair here. And I'm calling it now, Pete. You get eggs, I get first dibs on any hatchies.
Copy that.
You know how it works.
500 a pop, right?
Yeah, there's something like that. Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, there you have it, guys. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to the page and keep updated with what we're doing here. Got a few more videos to come, and hopefully a few more little Gillens monitors.